The complete work of Swami Vivekananda, video 44. 22. By this, the disappearance or concealment of words, which are being spoken, and such other things, are also explained. 23. Karma is of two kinds, sown to be fructified and laid to be fructified. By making samyarna on these, or by the signs called aristha, portents, the yogis know the exact time of separation from their bodies. When a yogi makes a samyama on his own karma, upon those impressions in his mind which are now working and those which are just waiting to work, he knows exactly by those that are waiting when his body will fall. He knows when he will die, at what hours, even at what minute. The Hindus think very much of that knowledge or consciousness of the nearness of death, because it is taught in the Gita that the thoughts at the moment of departure are great powers in determining the next life. 24. By making samyama on friendship, mercy, etc., the yogi excels in the respective qualities. 25. By making samyama on the strength of the elephant and others, their respective strength comes to the yogi. When a yogi has attained to this samyama and wants strength, he makes a samyama on the strength of the elephant and gets it. Infinite energy is at the disposal of everyone if he only knows how to get it. The yogi has discovered the science of getting it. 26. By making samyama on the effulgent light comes the knowledge of the fine, the obstructed, and the remote. When the yogi makes a samyama on the effulgent light in the heart, he sees things which are very remote. Things, for instance, that are happening in a distant place and which are obstructed by mountain barriers, and also things which are very fine. 27. By making samyama on the sun comes the knowledge of the world. 28. On the moon comes the knowledge of the cluster of stars. 29. On the pole star comes the knowledge of the motions of the stars. 30. On the navel circle comes the knowledge of the constitution of the body. 31. On the hollow of the throat comes cessation of hunger. When a man is very hungry, if he can make samyama on the hollow of throat, hunger ceases. 32. On the nerve called kurma comes fixity of the body. When he is practicing, the body is not disturbed. 33. On the light emanating from the top of the head, sight of the siddhas. Siddhas are beings who are a little above ghosts. When the yogi concentrates his mind on the top of his head, he will see these siddhas. The word siddha doesn't refer to those mere who have become free, a sense in which it is often used. 34. Or by the power of pratibha, all knowledge. All these can come without any samyama. To the man who has the power of pratibha, spontaneous enlightenment from purity. When a man has risen to a high state of pratibha, he has that great light. All things are apparent to him. Everything comes to him naturally without making samyama. 35. In the heart, knowledge of minds. 36. Enjoyment comes from the non-discrimination of the soul and sattva, which are totally different because the latter's action are for another. Samyama on the self-centered one gives knowledge of the Purusha. All action of sattva, a modification of prakriti characterized by light and happiness, is for the soul. When sattva is free from egoism and illuminated with the pure intelligence of Purusha, it is called the self-centered one. because in that state it becomes independent of all relations. 37. From that arises the knowledge belonging to Pratibha and supernatural hearing, touching, seeing, tasting, and smelling. 38. These are obstacles to Samadhi, but they are postures in the worldly state. To the yogi, knowledge of the enjoyments of the world comes by the junction of the Purusha and the mind. If he wants to make samyama on the knowledge that they are two different things, nature and soul, he gets knowledge of the Purusha. From that arises discrimination. When he has got that discrimination, he gets the Pratibha, the light of supreme genius. These powers, however, are obstructions to the attainment of the highest goal, the knowledge of the pure self and freedom. These are, as it were, to be met in the way, and if the yogi rejects them, he attains the highest. If he is tempted to acquire these, his further progress is barred.